Gonzales Bautista. By the way, itong Prezi presentation na ginagamit ko ay inadopt ko lang from an internet source. Without further ado, let's go to the background of the author. So si Ambrosio Gonzales Bautista is from the lineage of Rizal's family. Siya ang war counselor and special delegate, and popular siya among the peasant workers. They called him as Don Boshong. Siya ay namatay dahil sa kanyang pagkakabagsak from the horse carriage at the age of 72 years old. Isa siya sa mga officers ng Liga Filipina. Actually, ang Liga Filipina or La Liga Filipina is an organization na binuo ni Rizal para sa mga Pilipino nung siya ay umuwi sa Pilipinas galing sa Hong Kong. Okay, and he also wrote articles for La Independencia, which is also a local newspaper in the Philippines. He was arrested and jailed at the outbreak of the revolution. Dalawa silang advisor ni Emilio Aguinaldo. One is the chief advisor, Apolinario Mabini, and also si Ambrosio Bautista also became an advisor of Emilio Aguinaldo. And later on, he was appointed as Auditor General de Guerra. So, siya ang nagbasa nitong Declaration of Philippine Independence noong June 12, 1898 sa may Cavite nung idineklara ni General Aguinaldo na tayo nga ay nakamit na natin yung ating independence or kasarinlan. Later on, he became the second president of the Malolos Congress. The first president was Emilio Aguinaldo. So pagkatapos ng Filipino-American War, he was also appointed as judge of the Court of First Instance in Pangasinan since si Ambrosio Gonzales Bautista ay nagtapos sa abogasya. Also, dagdag ko lang, yung Philippine Act of Independence natin, yung kanyang pagsusulat ng 16 pages na ito is siya ay na-inspire doon sa American Declaration of Philippine Independence. So, doon niya nilapat yung kanyang pagsusulat ng 16 pages ng Declaration of Philippine Independence in the Philippines. So, next. So, paano ba nag-start ito? Actually, before tayo magkamit ng ating independence on June 12, 1898, meron ng tinatawag na revolution. So, nag-spark na yung revolution when KKK was established. So, for the Katipuneros, the revolution serves as the start to claim back the freedom of the Filipino people that was taken by the first Governor General, Miguel Lopez de Legazpi. So, mamaya, sino ba si Miguel Lopez de Legazpi? So, actually, siya yung isa sa mga rason kung bakit tayo tuluyang na-colonize ng Spain during that time. So, the leadership of the revolution was given to General Emilio Aguinaldo in 1897 after Andres Bonifacio was allegedly accused of sedition. So, ano ba nangyari? Di ba alam natin ang KKK, ang head niyan ay si Andres Bonifacio. So, actually, nagkaroon ng merong dalawang branch ng Katipunan. Nung sumali si Emilio Aguinaldo sa Katipunan, ang kanyang pen name or nickname ay Magdalo. So, dahil dito siya, yun yung pinangalan yung doon sa first branch of the Katipunan, which is the Magdalo. Yung Magdiwang naman, isa kampo naman ni Bonifacio. So, ayun, nagkaroon ng dalawang factions yung Katipunan natin, the Magdalo and the Magdiwang. So, yung Magdalo, pinamumunuan siya ni Emilio Aguinaldo. Yung troops ni Aguinaldo in KKK were very successful sa pag-drive away ng Spaniards sa may bandang Cavite. Kasi yun yung province na pinamunuan ni Emilio Aguinaldo. So, nung naging successful siya, meron ding nag-arise na problems in terms of logistics and territorial problems between Magdalo and Magdiwang. So, dahil dito, nag-seek si Aguinaldo ng tulong mula sa kanilang supremo. Their supremo or head is, of course, Andres Bonifacio. Pero wala rin masyadong naitulong si Andres Bonifacio doon sa problema nung kampo ng Magdalo at Magdiwang. So, dahil dito, nag-create na lang sila ng tinatawag nating revolutionary government or pamahalaang panghihimagsik. So, ito ay naganap sa Barrio Tejero sa San Francisco de Malabon. Ngayon ay General Trias sa may Cavite. So, ito ay nangyari noong March 22, 1897 at na-elect si Emilio Aguinaldo bilang presidente, si Mariano Trias as vice, Artemio Ricarte bilang Captain General, at saan si Bonifacio siya ang Director of the Interior. Pero yung election na yon ay na-disrupt dahil marami nagprotesta sa pagkakapanalo ni Bonifacio dahil nga hindi daw siya kwalipikado given his educational background. So dahil dito, nagalit sa Bonifacio at dineclare niya na yung election ay null and void at siya ay nag-walk out. So ibig sabihin, pinawawalang bisa ni Bonifacio yung nangyaring election. So dahil dito si Bonifacio ngayon ay inaccuse ng sedition. Okay? Yung Magdalo part, okay, ng Katipunan, which is headed by Aguinaldo, in-honor pa rin nila yung nangyaring election kahit na for Bonifacio is para sa kanya is null and void yung naging outcome nung kanilang election. So, nung si Bonifacio ngayon ay nagtatry siya na magbuo ng kanyang sariling gobyerno, inaresto siya at yun nga, siya ay pinagbintangan ng sedition. Kapag sinabi nating sedition, ito ay isang kasalanan na kung saan ang isang tao ay nagre-rebelde laban sa kapangyarihan ng authority. Ayun nga, ang mga Magdalo ay in-honor nila na meron ng na-establish na revolutionary government. Tapos si Bonifacio naman is nagtatayo na naman siya ng kanyang sariling gobyerno, and therefore, for the Magdalo party, okay, the people who voted for Emilio Aguinaldo to be the president, tinignan nila ito bilang sedition kay Bonifacio. So dahil dito, Supremo, Andres Bonifacio was found guilty, and his brother Procopio were executed on May 10, 1897. So dahil dito sa internal feud between Bonifacio at si Emilio Aguinaldo, humina ngayon yung koponan ng Katipunan. So dahil nga humina na yung Katipunan, si Aguinaldo ngayon ay nag-retreat sa mountains ng Biak-na-bato. So, on December 15, 1897, the Philippine Revolutionary Army and the Spanish government made a truce or deal, which is known as the Pact of Biak-na-bato. So, ano ba itong deal or treaty na ginawa ng Spanish government at yung revolutionary government or revolutionary army na create ni Aguinaldo? So, dito, ang truce nila is, itong si Aguinaldo and his officers will go into exile in Hong Kong noong December 1897. Ibig sabihin, sila ay makukulong sa Hong Kong o sila ay ipapatapon sa Hong Kong. So, yung sila Aguinaldo naman at yung mga officers niya ay nag-agree doon sa kanilang treaty. Ano ba ang kapalit nun? So, ang kapalit ng exile ni Aguinaldo with his officers is that magbibigay ng indemnity, amnesty, and colonial reform ang Espanya. At isa pa dito ay magbabayad ng danyos ang Espanya doon sa kila Aguinaldo. So ito, while in Hong Kong, sila Aguinaldo at yung kanyang mga kasama na officials, ginamit nila yung pera na binigay ng Espanya para sila ay makabili ng iba't ibang mga weapons and armaments para doon sa kinakasan nilang pangalawang revolusyon. And then, General Emilio Aguinaldo returned to the Philippines with the help of the U.S. Navy, led by U.S. Navy Commodore George Dewey. So actually, nung nasa exile si Aguinaldo, palihim na siyang nakikipag-ugnayan sa US. Kasi nung time na yon, meron ng nabubuo na rival or pagtatalo ang Spain at US. Kasi nung time na rin na yon, Cuba is one of the colonies of Spain. At nung time na rin na yon, ang Cuba ay nag-i-start ng mag-revolt against the Spaniards. And Cuba is part of America. So, yun. Dahil dito ay nag-i-start na yung away ng Amerika at Espanya. Nakita itong advantage ni Emilio Aguinaldo and therefore, siya ay palihim ng nakikipagkita sa Singapore nung siya ay na-excel sa Hong Kong. Pumupunta na siyang Singapore para makipagkita kila Commodore George Dewey para humingi ng tulong at humingi ng um, pandagdag na armas para doon sa gagawin nilang revolusyon. So ayun nga, nagkaroon ng Battle of Manila Bay na nangyari noong May 1, 1898. So doon sa Battle of Manila Bay, nanalo ang koponan ng Amerikano. So they are successful in defeating the Spaniards, and General Emilio Aguinaldo and the rest of the Philippine Revolutionary Army forces, okay, saw that the Americans were their new colonizers. So bakit ba? Ano bang nangyari? Dahil doon sa tinatawag natin na Treaty of Paris. So ang nangyari dyan, kaya rin hindi inhonor ng Amerika ang independence ng Spain noong June 12, 1898. Ito ay dahil meron ng kasunduan ang Espanya at ang Amerika. Ito yung tinatawag natin na Treaty of Paris, kung saan dito ang Espanya ay binenta ang Pilipinas sa US sa halagang $2 million. Okay? So yan lang yung halaga ng Philippines, na kung saan pinagbili or binenta ng Spain ang Pilipinas sa US. So, ang nangyari is parang scripted yung nangyari sa Battle of Manila Bay. So, ba't siya nasabing scripted or tinatawag itong mock battle sa Manila Bay? Kasi it was a war during Americans and Spaniards, pero walang casualty. Walang namatay doon sa war na yon. So, parang pinalabas lang na natalo ng Amerika ang Espanya. Okay? So, dahil dito ay parang nagkaroon tayo ng utang na loob sa Americans for helping us against the Spaniards. Pero ang totoo niyan ay binenta na talaga tayo ng Espanya sa US. Pinagmukha lang nila na nakipaglaban ang US para tayo ay tulungan para sa ating sariling kasarinlan. So, yun, after suffering from the Spanish government and friars' mistreatment and the sacrifices and loss of brave countrymen like Dr. Jose Rizal and the three martyr priests, the Gumburza, the revolutionaries sought to reclaim their country for their people. So, yun naman talaga yung kanilang main reasons or cause kung bakit nagkaroon ng katipunan. Ito ay dahil na rin sa pagkamatay. Actually, nag-spark talaga yun nung namatay na si Dr. Jose Rizal kasi he was the face of hope for the Filipinos during that time na through Jose Rizal, magkakaroon sana ng changes. Siya yung parang pag-asa ng Pilipino para makalaya sa kamay ng Espanya. Pero nung namatay siya, kaya kumbaga it angered the Katipuneros and therefore, yun yung nag-fuel sa kanila para mag-spark ang revolution sa Philippines. Okay, so the Aguinaldo Mansion in Kawit, Cavite, 1914. So alam naman natin, dyan na-proclaim ang ating Philippine independence on June 12, 1898. Remember yung mock battle in Manila Bay happened on May 1, 1898. Tapos sunod-sunod na yung pagkakapanalo ng ating Katipuneros and therefore, on June 12, 1898, pinoclaim na ngayon ang independence ng Pilipinas sa may Kawit, Cavite sa mansion ni Emilio Aguinaldo. Ito ay na-declare as a national shrine in June 1964. Pero, ang alam ng lahat, si Emilio Aguinaldo ang nag-wave ng Philippine flag after declaring the Philippine independence. Pero it is not. Okay? Si Ambrosio Rianzares Bautista ang nagwagayway ng ating Philippine national flag. At dito, dineclare na nga ang independence of the Philippines at nagkaroon na ng Philippine Republic under the protection of North American Union. So, nagkaroon na naman ngayon ng conflict. Kasi, okay, so by the way, ito pala yung picture or an animation, a drawing of what happened to the Proclamation of Philippine Independence. So, ito yung national flag natin. Yung original flag natin, yung sun ay may mukha. Okay, and this is Ambrosio Rianzares Bautista who is waving the flag. At itong balcony was built 21 years after the declaration of the Philippine independence. Okay, so ano ba yung conflict doon sa proclamation? So, yung June 12, minodify kasi for Apolinary Mabini, yung chief advisor ni General Aguinaldo, okay, nag-object siya or hindi siya sumasang-ayon na yung proclamation natin were placed under the protection of US. Kasi for him, if we are a sovereign country, if we are independent country, dapat wala siya sa proteksyon ng Amerika. So, gumawa sila ngayon or minodify nila yung proclamation at ginawa ito sa Malolos, Bulacan. So, hindi nga siya na-recognize, sinabi ko sa inyo kanina, hindi na-recognize yung declaration ng Philippine Independence noong June 12 dahil na rin, yun nga, pinagbili tayo ng Spain sa Amerika. And therefore, hindi talaga natin nakuha yung totoong independence at hindi rin ino-honor or ina-acknowledge ng Amerika yung ating independence. So it was only 1964 when President Diosdado Macapagal signed the Republic Act 4166 designating June 12 as Philippine Independence, and we began celebrating Independence Day on June 12. Kasi noon, bakit July 4? Actually, July 4, 1946, dun pa lamang in-acknowledge ng Amerika ang ating kasarinlan. Okay? But on June 12, 1898, hindi pa nila ino-honor yung declaration natin kasi nga, we are purchased by the Americans through Treaty of Paris. So dahil dito, nung July 4, 1946, yun yung exact date na kung saan in-honor na ng Amerika na tayo ay isang free country. Pero yun nga, noong 1964, isinabatas ni President Macapagal na gagawing June 12 na lang yung ating celebration of Philippine Independence Day. So what is the reason why our celebration of Philippine Independence was moved from July 4 to June 12? So nung panahon na yun, nung President si Macapagal, it was in the year of 1950s and 1960s. During this time, we are the height of Philippine nationalism since it is post-war or katatapos siya ng war. So we are in the process of nation building. So dahil dito, actually 1950s or 1960s rin, naisabatas yung pagkakaroon natin ng Rizal Law. And same yung kanilang thought or same yung reason, it is to build a nationalistic consciousness within the Filipino people. So dito, yung mga lawmakers natin, na-recognize nila yung June 12 to recognize that the Filipinos stood up against the Spanish rule. Even though for the Americans and the Spaniards, hindi nila to in-acknowledge, okay, the lawmakers insist na in-acknowledge man or hindi, bottom line is that Filipino katipuneros and everyone who participated during the war against the Spaniards, okay, sila pa rin ay nag-stood against the power and the tyranny of Spain. So, syempre, nung ito ay naging batas, meron pa rin mga historians na nag-argue na dapat daw July 4 pa rin since it aligned with international records at nagkaroon tayo ng proper recognition. Pero yung iba naman, they are proposing that as it should be in August 1896, na kung saan ito yung nagpunit ng sedula ang mga katipuneros, ito yung tinatawag na Cry of the Pugadlawi. And then, former President Ferdinand Marcos issued Proclamation 2346 na kung saan ang July 4 na lang ay magiging Filipino-American Friendship Day to commemorate the efforts of the US in helping the Philippines liberate it from Japan during World War II. So, these are the main events, okay, prior to the declaration of our Philippine independence. So, nag-start yan, of course, between 1521 and 1898. Balik tayo doon sa first voyage of Magellan, na kung saan accidentally, okay, they were able to land in our country. Instead na sa Moluccas, kung saan yung Spice Islands, napunta sila sa Pilipinas. And therefore, doon nila nakita or na-witness yung ating bansa. Okay, so nag-start ang colonization dahil dito, 1521 at 300 years, okay, more than 300 years tayo naging under the colony of Spain. Yan siya. So, execution naman ng Gomburza, bakit ito naging isang turning point din sa ating Philippine independence? Dito nag-spark or dito nagising yung diwa ng nationalismo ng mga Pilipino. Actually, even Rizal, okay, his brother Pasiano was the one who really taught Rizal to become more nationalistic. At si Rizal mismo yung naka-witness ng execution ng Gumburza. Dahil dito, dun din yung na-awaken yung kanyang um, wants para magkaroon ng reforma or pagbabago sa ating bansa. So, yun din yung naging drive ni Rizal kung bakit siya nakipaglaban laban sa pang-aabuso ng Kastila. Ito ay dahil doon sa execution ng Gumburza. So here are the important points. So background of the document, it was written again by Ambrosio Rienzares Bautista. Actually, habang winawagayway yung ating flag is also binabasa yung Declaration of Philippine Independence. So ito ay noong June 12, 1898 sa may Cavite Viejo or present day in Cavite, Cavite. So ito yon. Balik tayo again noong voyage ni Magellan. So here are the turning points. Paano ba nag-start itong colonization na ito? Magellan arrived on the shores of Cebu and established a pact of friendship with Chief Tupas, na kung saan later on we all know that Magellan was killed by the troops of Lapu-Lapu dahil nga ayaw magpa-convert ni Lapu-Lapu at makipag-trade sa kanila. So, ito na si Miguel Lopez de Legazpi, the first Governor General, okay, na pumunta sa Pilipinas na kung saan kinuha niya ang Manila as his possession. Actually, nag-start ito nung siya ay nakipag-blood compact or sanduguan kay Suliman at Lacandula. So, itong blood compact na ito is a sign of friendship. Pero Miguel Lopez de Legazpi, na-misinterpret niya to as something na pumapayag si Suliman at Lacandula na maging subordinate ng power ni Governor General Miguel Lopez de Legazpi. And then, the establishment of Biak-na-bato Republic na kung saan nga naging presidente si Emilio Aguinaldo under the governance of Governor General Primo de Rivera. And Pedro Paterno proposed a pacification of the revolution which was accepted by the Governor General. Ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo kanina na yung nagkaroon ng truce which is the Biak-na-bato na kung saan itong si Aguinaldo ay papayag na ipatapon sa Hong Kong. In return, okay, sila ay magkakaroon ng amnesty at sila din ay bibigyan ng pera at yung pera na ngayon ay ginamit nila Aguinaldo para pambili ng iba't ibang ammunitions at iba pang mga kailangan para sa giyera or revolusyon laban sa Espanya. And then, of course, here comes the Philippine Revolution. Sinabi na natin to kanina na merong mga causes kung bakit nag-spark ang revolution. So, Emilio Aguinaldo returned in order to initiate a new revolution. Ito yung after niyang ma-exile sa Hong Kong, after niyang mapatapon sa Hong Kong, bumalik siya sa Pilipinas with the help of Commodore George Dewey. So, yun na yung first movement started on August 28 sa Imus, Cavite, na kung saan nanalo ang mga Pilipino at nag-spread throughout Bataan, Pampanga, Batangas, Bulacan, Laguna, and Morong. And afterwards, sa Manila na rin, was also taken control of the Filipinos with the aid of the Americans. So, ito yung original flag natin. Sinasabi ko kanina, yung original design ng flag natin is the sun with a face. So, what is the symbols? So, the white triangle symbolizes the emblem of the Katipunan, which is the triangle. Okay, and the three stars symbolizes the main islands, which is the Luzon, Mindanao, and the Panay Islands. And the sun symbolizes the steps of our countrymen to progress and civilization. Yung walong sinag ng araw naman ay yung mga probinsya na kung saan doon nag-spark yung revolution, which are in Manila, Cavite, Bulacan, Pampanga, Nueva Ecija, Bataan, Laguna, and Batangas. Ang colors, red, blue, and white, actually, akala natin dito is purity, ito ay katapangan, ito ay kalinisan, whatever. Pero, ang nakalagay sa Proclamation or Act of Philippine Independence is, yung red, blue, and white is to symbolize the flag of US as a sign of gratitude. So, dahil nga nagpapasalamat tayo sa help ng mga US troops nung panahon na yon, yung kulay ng kanilang flag is inangkop din natin sa flag natin noon. So, nagtataka kayo bakit pula yung nasa taas? Kasi nung panahon na yan, we are still under war. Okay, so ganun yung flag natin. If we are under war, yung red ang pupunta sa taas, yung blue yung pupunta sa baba. Okay, next is yung ang flag ay dinesign ni Governor General Emilio Aguinaldo nung siya ay nasa Hong Kong at ni-request niya si Marcela Marino de Agoncillo, yung wife ng first Filipino diplomat na si Don Felipe Agoncillo, na siya yung magtahe ng ating flag dahil she is known for her sewing skills. So siya ay sinamahan at tinulungan ng kanyang dalawang anak, si Lorenza and Delfina Herbosa de Natividad. At ito ay nagawa sa Morrison Hill, Hong Kong. So ito naman yung Philippine National Anthem. Actually, yung Philippine National Anthem natin noon is walang lyrics. So, nung bumalik si Aguinaldo galing Hong Kong, June 5, 1898, pinakausapan niya si Julian Felipe na mag-compose ng hymn. At ito ay tinawag na Marcha Filipina Magdalo kasi nga galing sa Magdalo group or siya yung nag-lead ng Magdalo group, itong si Emilio Aguinaldo. Okay, so Marcha Filipina Magdalo, at wala pang lyrics noon, may tempo or compass siya na 2/4, kaya siya marcha. Okay? At ito ngayon, yung Marcha Filipina Magdalo, naging Marcha Nacional Filipina.